Hi everyone, my name is Hadel-Lynn, and it's officially been 1 year since I have started teleworking. So I want to share with you the 7 things that I have learned throughout teleworking for an entire year. So with that, let's get started. Having a space separate from your bedroom is very important in order to maintain a very good work-life balance. When you're working, you want to make sure that you don't include your personal life as much as possible, and it helps you really get into the mindset of working. When you're at your job, you don't wear sweats, t-shirts, but at home you can. So in order to still be able to be constructive and still do what you need to do, being able to have just a little section away from your relaxing area can really help you get into the proper mindset that you need in order to work. And also it is helpful when you're doing Zoom calls. It's really good to have it in an area that is specifically designated for your work. Just because, could you imagine if you have a Zoom call in your bedroom and you have something that, may not be appropriate for the workplace attire, but you can do whatever you want in your personal life. But sometimes having your personal life intruding into your professional and work life is not that optimal. So that's something to consider when you are teleworking at home. The second thing you can do is invest in your work health. And what does that mean? When you are in the office, I assume that your office can afford to give you a good chair that is meant for office work. I don't have the space nor the finances to invest in a good office chair. I have to make do with what I got. So I purchased a back brace, knee brace sleeve, because in the first few months of teleworking, I noticed how bad my posture is. I kind of noticed that I put my shoulders up high and I kind of schlump like that, even though I have my laptop on my dining table. So having my back brace really helps kind of force me to go up a little bit. So that way I'm typing properly, all smarty and whatnot. And then with the knee brace, this is really important for me because I noticed that when I'm teleworking, I don't move that often. When you're at home and you can binge watch Netflix for hours on end and not move your body that much, that's what's happened to me in the first few months. I started to develop more pain. I got more physical pain from teleworking than I ever did from physical working. Those are just some consequences that I have to deal with. Another important thing to note is your eye health. The thing about when you're working at home is that it's really easy for you to kind of get glued onto what you're doing and forget that you kind of need to move your eyes from time to time. Just, taking a break, taking off your glasses. Oh my god, I can't see right now. But looking at things other than your screen. So look at something kind of far away, look at something the other distance. Taking a break from looking at a screen all the time is really essential for your teleworking health. Your eyes can just easily just go so keep that in mind. It's important to remember to try to move at least once every hour, just because when you're in the office, it's really easy to be able to get some steps in, when you're visiting other cubicles or other offices or whatever you're doing that forces you to walk around. But when you're at home and you just have one section for your home office, it's a little bit different. it's really easy to just like hyper focus on a task and forget to move around. So therefore you should try your best, maybe even set an alarm or get like a smartwatch or whatever that reminds you to just get up, move. It doesn't even have to be walking around. You can do like, those weird arm stretches that my watch tells me to do all the time. This is actually why I started doing yoga, because it forces me to do kind of like little mini micro movements that can actually help with my back and like my knees, since those are the main points of pain that I experienced during teleworking. So definitely remember to keep moving around, and it really helps to actually increase your focus on your task. If you're too hyper focused on something, then you tend to stress out more. It's good to be able to walk away from it from time to time, take a breather, take some time to, think about something else, and then come back when you're ready. Unfortunately, I'm unable to film outside because I lack the proper equipment, but if I was able to be outside, I would. Basically, when you're teleworking, you are physically distancing yourself from everyone. So it's really good to be able to spend whatever breaks that you have outside. That way, one, you can get some fresh air, of course, while wearing a mask and being socially distant. You can get your exercise on, and most importantly, you remember that there are still other people out there. You can like people watch or actually hang out with like some friends, colleagues, and whatnot. It's really important to still feel connected during this time, just because with the social distancing comes physical distancing, and people just kind of feel detached from the situation. Therefore, it's super important that you try to spend whatever time that you can outside so that it can refresh your mind and help you to remember that you're not in this alone, that there are many people who are in the same situation as you, and it's really nice to be able to kind of like see another human being and be like, oh. When you are teleworking, sometimes, like when you're hyper-focusing on a task and you don't have coworkers to bother you, you tend to finish a task a lot faster, and then you think to yourself, well, now what? I don't have anything to do. So you have to feel comfortable giving yourself work sometimes. This is only if you have pretty much exhausted all options, you've already asked your supervisors and your coworkers what you can do to help them, and they said, oh, it's okay, I don't have anything. For me, what I've been doing is kind of going through like training video. The only thing you can really do to kind of reach out to your coworkers is like through email or by calling them. But even then, it's not the same as like when you pop into someone's office and they literally have their work right there that they can just give to you. Sometimes people are a little bit too busy to kind of pick up the call or to respond to an email, so they won't really see it, and they don't really know that like someone else can help them out for the meantime. So be comfortable giving yourself work only when you don't have any more things to do. That is, make sure to be in contact with your supervisor to make sure that there has been zero options left whatsoever. The great thing about teleworking is that you're saving time and money on what you would have spent getting ready for work. So for instance, say your day starts at 8 in the morning. Now you have to, take a shower, get on some fresh clothes on, preferably work attire clothes, and you gotta make yourself breakfast. And of course, you always have to wake up way earlier than usual in order to do that and then you have to get to where you have to work, whether that be through public transportation or through your own car. However, when you are teleworking, the great thing is that things are kind of more at your own pace. So for me, I wake up, I still eat breakfast and get ready, but I don't spend as much time trying to spend commuting to work and, getting, myself professionally ready. The time arises that I need to, look professional, I will. But since I'm at home and most of the time I don't have to do video calls, then I'll just work in whatever is comfortable for me. The last point I want to make is to be grateful if you are able to telework. There are many who are currently unemployed. There are many essential workers who they're in this situation not because they chose to, but because their jobs forced them to. There are first responders who are sacrificing, their time with their families, their lives even, just to save hours. So be grateful that you are able to be in a position where you're able to telework safely from home, away from all of the mess that is of COVID, and to be able to be safe and to be socially distant from one another. It's always good to show your gratitude to others and help others whenever you can who are not in the same situation as you. Clearly, in this pandemic, it's been affecting everyone entirely. So it's really important to be there for others, because you may never know if you need someone to be there for you. And out of respect for the essential workers and the first responders, continue to still mask up and socially distance even after you have your vaccinations. Still continue practicing safe practices for the sake of them. You're not the one dealing with lives being lost on a continuous basis. Anyone in the medical profession can tell you that they have seen so much death in the hospitals. Seeing that much death in such a short period of time can really affect you, and you should be grateful that you personally don't have to go through that you don't have to go through that trauma of being the one holding your patient's hand while your patient can't have any family or friends to physically say goodbye to them. So out of courtesy for them, I urge you to continue being socially distant, and if you can, get the vaccine. Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Comment below on what your teleworking experience has been, and make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.